bought the wine?
You.
Who carried the table out?
You.
Who pushed the button on the camera?
That's you.
Who carried the chairs?
That's you too. I can put this in behind the scenes.
But you made lunch with salmon and noodles and tofu and asparagus
that was very
and
easy.
mushrooms.
But
so.
yeah, you did all the hard work. Xin chào các bạn, chào các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình. Mình là Huyen, cựu du học sinh đang sinh sống và làm việc ở thành phố San Francisco, nước Mỹ. Và hôm nay thì nhà mình đang về quê, về thành phố Fresno, nơi mà bố mẹ chồng mình, bố mẹ của anh Cam đang sinh sống. Và hôm nay mình muốn mọi người gặp gỡ với mẹ chồng của mình và chúng ta có một và mẹ chồng sẽ có một cuộc trò chuyện nhỏ để xem là cuộc sống giữa nàng dâu Việt và mẹ chồng Mỹ thì nó có gì khác nhau, thì nó có sự khác biệt như thế nào so với nàng dâu và mẹ chồng ở Việt Nam. Vậy thì chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu nhé. Ok, mẹ chồng mình tên là Melanie. Melanie, hi mom.
Hi.
Thank you so much for taking time and having to talk with me today.
No problem.
First, can you say something about yourself?
My name's Melanie, and Quinn is married to my son, Cameron. I am a teacher and have 3 children. Cameron is the oldest, and I have lots of grandchildren too.
Awesome, awesome. So, Mom, Melanie, I've decided to get you a Vietnamese name.
Okay.
Melanie. Mỹ Linh.
Mỹ Linh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with it.
Say it again.
Mỹ Linh.
Mỹ Linh.
Mỹ Linh. Okay, Mỹ Linh. The topic today is about the relationship between in-laws. Do you still remember the first time that you met your parents-in-law?
Oh. They lived about an hour and a half away, and so I don't remember a specific first meeting, but I remember going to Porterville, which is like an hour and a half from Fresno, and meeting my mother-in-law, and they were divorced, so I met my mother-in-law, I met my father-in-law, and we just visited them in Porterville, and then sometimes they would come to Fresno, especially after we had kids.
Yeah. So did you have to do anything like really hard to win their heart at the beginning?
No. Just like you didn't have to do anything hard.
I did so many things so hard. Hey, Gracie.
No, I don't think so. My mother-in-law, Jeanette, she was very welcoming. She was very warm and open and kind. My father-in-law, and he passed away first. He joked a lot. He had a very dry sense of humor, and you just sometimes you couldn't tell whether he was joking or not. So, but I don't think I had to do anything special. I just kind of showed up, just like you showed up.
All right. The reason that I asked you that question because in Asia culture or in Vietnam especially, when we meet up with the in-law or when you meet up with your girlfriend's parents for the first time, it's kind of like a big deal to us. Like, oh yeah, what should I do? And then I'm trying to give them the first good impression of you. Yeah, that was really a big deal in Asia, in Vietnam. And
Do you remember the first time you met me?
I did, and well, as you said that I didn't have to do anything, and actually I did nothing. I remember the first
Where was the first time?
When we came and stayed for Christmas, I think.
Okay.
Yes, and the first morning when I woke up at 9 a.m. something. I woke up to breakfast already because my mom-in-law to be already up at 6 a.m. or something and prepare Christmas food by herself. So I feel
But I was thinking, why is she not awake making me food? I wasn't.
Yeah, so going to the next question. Do you need some wine? Let's get some wine.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be back. I brought wine. Big glass for you, small glass for me. Mỹ Linh.
Yes.
Mỹ Linh.
Can I pour you some wine?
Yes, please. Oh, thank you, Mom.
Okay, let's get in trouble.
Yeah, right.
Chin chin.
Chin chin, chin chin. I remember it's reminding me of the day that we're having wine with Brad and Joanne by the boat 2 summers ago, right? Yeah,
At least 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
So 2 or 3.
Okay, time flies, especially with the COVID thing. I guess 2. Let's say 2. Yeah, I want to do it again. We're having good time, drinking wine and talking things about our husbands. Right.
As only women can do.
That's right. The next question is, what was your first impression of me?
Do I have to tell the truth? No.
Yes, please.
You were very. I remember seeing you at Evan and Jessica's.
Yes.
I think, yeah.
Yes.
And I think you had on a long blue coat or a long coat.
Dark navy coat.
And I remember you being very happy and very bubbly, very fun personality, and very small.
That was Christmas Day. Everybody's supposed to be happy.
Yeah, and I, let's see, River was already born,
yes,
but not Kayomi.
No, I think he's like 3 or 4 months old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
so, and I remember you wanting to hold him, and he didn't always want to be held.
Yeah, he was really difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
But you really wanted to hold him.
Yes. But he was really difficult. Yeah.
And I remember Cameron being really happy, and so that made me happy.
Yeah, that's a good sign. And and my first impression of you was you are a super nice, sweet, kind person, and being along with everybody in the house for that Christmas time. And after that, when we went back to San Francisco, and I proposed to Karen.
After meeting me and knowing that it would be okay,
yeah,
and you
right.
proposed to Cameron.
No, after having a feeling that, oh, this guy is the family guy, and then his family is awesome. So after Christmas, I asked him, saying, because we were in just an open relationship before, it doesn't mean that we were seeing somebody else that time. I don't know about Cameron. I wasn't. And after that, and I told him that, hey, did you want to be my boyfriend? And he was like, okay. And yep, the rest.
So basically, you asked him because you met me and his family.
Yes.
And you knew his family was good.
No, considering some other factors, but meeting his family is definitely the gap, the huge stuff. The next question is, so I know you're a teacher, full-time teacher, and you have 3 children. My husband is the eldest one, and you have some other side business going on. Yes. How can you find balance to manage all of the things between work, personal life, family, and so on?
It's hard. What works for me is to actually schedule time. For example, when Ron, my husband, and I were first together, I noticed that he talked about seeing his grandchildren, but I didn't see it happening. And I wanted a relationship with his grandchildren also. And so he wasn't making time, like he wasn't picking a date on the calendar that they would come over and that kind of thing. And so after a while, I just started doing it so that at least I would see them as much as I wanted to. As far as like side business and balancing with family, that's hard, especially when it's starting up, because anything at the beginning takes more time. But I don't know, somehow I just make it work. It's hard to balance.
Yeah, I know. But did you ever feel that you did not spend enough time with your children when they were kids?
Yes. So in raising them, and we had talked about someday maybe I could quit working and be home full time, but then insurance is very expensive here, and that just never really happened. So teaching, at least you have holidays off, you have the summer off, and so I got bigger chunks of time, and I wasn't working at the same time the kids weren't in school. So that's a real benefit of having been a teacher and raising kids. But I think that even though I was working hard, while the kids were growing up, that now they see that they had good role models for what it's like to work hard and to be organized, make a plan, or try to balance things, or just they all grew up to be hardworking kids. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So let me talk about some of the stories that I heard from. Oh no. It's like what it's like to be Asian mother-in-law. I never have met Asian mother-in-law before. Of course, I never married. But what's the right word for that?
A stereotype? No.
Yes. Okay, let's say that stereotype. They are really obsessed with their kid. Let's say you were Asian mother-in-law, and then you were so obsessed with Cameron, and you didn't see any good thing in me, and you're just like trying to pick out the bad thing in me and judge and so on. And the other thing is they're just getting involved into the kid's life so much, trying to say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. And when they have the baby, you're just like trying to take like all the responsibilities of their life and the kid's life, saying, oh yeah, you need to raise the kid like this, you need to do this and that. So do you see anything similar to you being a American mother-in-law?
No, not really. The one thing that I remember, Evan was the first to get married, and I really felt like I lost a child, because he would come and have, good long conversations with me, and then he met Jessica, his wife, and I remember I would know that he was going through something difficult, but he wasn't coming to talk to me. And I told him one time that, it makes me sad that you're not talking to me about your problems anymore. And he said, that's what I do with my wife. And it was an adjustment for me to let go and let him, find his support with his wife instead of me. And he was the first one to get married. So that was a big adjustment. I think my biggest concern is if my children-in-law, daughter-in-law, son-in-laws, if they have a good relationship with me, then that's good. So I don't want to do anything to make it be where you don't want to spend time with me, or because that would be really painful for me if one of my children was married to someone who said, no, I don't want to go to your mom's, no, I don't want to be around them.
Yeah. And how did it go for the second time with Cameron?
I think because Cameron lived out of town, and he's really good about calling. I think he has it on his calendar. Call mom, call dad. But because he checked in regularly, but he was out of town, I didn't feel it as much with him. And I've had a couple of years getting used to Evan being married, and now Lauren just got engaged. And since she has been with her fiance, I have felt like she doesn't rely on me as much. But we're still very close, and so I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
she still comes to me and talks about problems, but I know that somebody else is there to listen to her every day.
Yeah, I know it's hard to see the children grow up and getting separated, but that's how life goes on. We're trying to manage the time to come back to see you guys at least once a month, if not more. And yeah, speaking from the bottom of my heart, I like going back here, spending time with you and everyone. And Jessica and me agree that you're a superwoman, a Wonder Woman. It's just like not only Jessica, but me. You're like a huge, big model to look at. Saying, oh yes, I want to be like her. I want to be a superwoman. successful and still having enough time with kids and manage the relationship with the children. That's what I really want to do, and we're trying our best to make it happen. Next one is this similar question to the previous one. What do you picture your role into your children's life?
Well, you know, Lauren still. Lauren still comes to me when she's struggling or has a problem or she's anxious or really upset. So I think for her, I'm like the stable, calming, you know, I listen, I ask questions. And Evan, I feel like he doesn't, like the role that I play in his life is more, you know, I think more of grandma to River, babysitter.
Right.
You know, I get to see him 4 mornings a week when he drops off River, so that's, I get to catch up on what's going on in their lives a little bit. But he doesn't, you know, we both just remodeled parts of houses, and so we shared, like, who did you use for this? Can you give me that phone number? Can you give me that phone number? And, you know, we kind of cheered each other on through the remodel process. And Cameron is, like, you know, looking at houses, and I have experience with that, or, you know, I just, sometimes I'll say, well, do you want to hear what I think about it? And, you know, offer my opinion, but I think it's more just being more in the background and there if they ever need something, which is hard because you have to figure out, so who are you now if you're not mom?
I know, huh? Okay, this is a quick question. I know it's hard to see the children growing up and depart them.
And it goes fast.
Yes. And seeing grandchildren.
And they grow up even faster than the kids did.
This is the very last question. Just trying to pop up the answer as quick as possible.
Okay.
Okay, so what adjective can you describe yourself as American girl, American woman, American mom, American mother-in-law?
Striving.
Striving. One.
Oh, another one?
Yeah, as many as possible.
Sensitive.
Sensitive.
Hardworking. Creative. Analytical.
As being mother-in-law.
Yeah, analyzing everything you do. Frugal, good with money. Anxious. Organized in my head, but not if you looked at my stack of papers. A little bit adventurous.
Free, carefree.
I don't know if I'm carefree.
Obsessive.
Little,
your life.
Obsessive a little bit.
Over control.
I don't think so.
Manipulate.
Safe,
Safe.
but open to trying new things.
Okay. Yeah, that should be enough. Yeah. Yeah,
I
that
hope
should be
it's
enough. So the audience can gather information and make a comparison between Asian mom, Asian mother-in-law, and American ones. All right, thank you so much, Mom. Thank you so much for spending time and having a chat, this conversation with me. Yeah, it's been a really, really good one. Really.
I love my daughter.
Oh, me too.
And thank you for the wine.
Thank you.